Like a horrible betrayal. This is the house that we're talking about, the house that this couple is about to lose. Now, the trouble started 2 years ago when the elderly couple needed a personal loan. Their grandson offered to help and in the process convinced them to hand over the deed to their house. That was the beginning of the end.
And I don't know where we're going to put these.
Helen and Hank Kowecki have to pack everything and move. They're being evicted from their home of 56 years in Thousand Oaks.
Anytime you mention my house or my wife, it's rough.
Losing the house is incredibly painful for this couple in their 80s. But it's how they lost the house that hurts the most. They say they were scammed by their own grandson.
People in the neighborhood told me all about it, but I still couldn't believe it. Not from him, I couldn't.
And I don't know how a person can have a behavior like that.
Doug Emerson is one of the neighbors who broke the news to the elderly couple. He noticed that when Hank and Helen were out on Sundays with their grandson, realtors would be showing the house to potential buyers. Emerson did some digging and discovered the grandson the couple loved dearly was selling the house without their knowledge.
I asked him outright when he came by, I said, "Is my house for sale?" He says, "Oh, no, no, don't worry about it." But it was for sale.
Not only was the house for sale, all the equity was gone.
He took out $360,000. Then he took out another loan for $65,000 and took out another loan for $47,400.
When the couple confronted the grandson, they say he left and never came back.
I just feel lost.
To the extent I wanted to commit suicide at one time, because it's just too much. Too much.
I'm hoping something will happen and we can get it back. But I don't know how, but you never know. Maybe a man upstairs will help us out.
Unfortunately, what happened to Hank and Helen is not uncommon. Financial fraud is the number one type of abuse against the elderly. In fact, 50 to 70% of the cases always involve family members. Now, in this case, Hank and Helen have filed a lawsuit in hopes of stopping the eviction, which happens in 2 days. The neighbor has also set up a GoFundMe account called Save Hank and Helen's Home. But in this case, Steve, Roxia, they would need a lot of money in order to be able to buy the house back.
Now, as ugly as this story is, and it's really ugly, there's another twist, and tell me if I have this right or not. The grandson's mother, the daughter of this couple, she's angry with her parents over this?
What?
Over the grandparents?
Yes, that's the understanding we have, is the mother decided that she's taking the son's position, and she's saying, how can you do this to your own grandson? Is the house worth it? Well, Hank and Helen say, we have absolutely no money and nowhere to go. So they contacted the police. They are conducting a criminal investigation, and it's considered elder abuse, along with fraud as well.
That is just heartbreaking. I'm sorry, Gina, if you mentioned it, I didn't hear. How old is the grandson, out of curiosity?
He's in his 30s. And Hank and Helen are both 88 years old each.
Wow, so he scams them out of their house. He takes the money. His mother is upset with them for ruining the grandson's life because he had to split town because he's a thief. Is that the whole picture here?
That's the picture that we have been given, yes.
Oh.
It's just a sad story all the way around. They're devastated. They've lost connection with the entire family. They don't know where they're going to go. They have no money. That's part of the issue. 2 years ago, they needed a personal loan, so they asked their grandson, how can we get a loan? And he suggested, well, I'll help you out. And they handed over their deed.
Gets worse and worse.
Does the grandson have a criminal past, or is he a drug addict, or some reason that he desperately needs money to do this?
We don't know anything about the grandson. We don't have any information. They believe that the money may have been spent in Las Vegas. Possibly gambling, but you know, we haven't been able to confirm.
Yeah, I know you can't confirm it. I understand that. So there is a GoFundMe. If for some miracle reason they can come up with the money, can they actually keep the house?
Well, they're going to court on, I believe, tomorrow. The eviction is for Wednesday, so they're supposed to be evicted on Wednesday morning, and they're packed. They're not sure where to go. They're hoping that a judge will, grant them a stay. But it's all up in the air. We're not sure what's going to happen with them.
We have so many more questions. I know we'll check in with you later.
And mercy is part of justice at times. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Wow, I can't even comprehend what she just said.
As this story develops, we're going to go back to her through the morning and get more information on this.